Hello, my name is Connor, and here is my diorama of the crime and punishment that I have chosen, which was William Woodcock being found guilty of murder on his wife Sylvia on January 14th, 1789. So first, starting with the crime scene, William and his wife were walking back home down a side road, which is a bit away from the city at nighttime. So as you can see, here's the side road they're walking down, and this is the city. You can see it's nighttime, as here on the side road, there's trees and forest and it's pitch black. And same on this side, as well as some trees, some branches, some shrubs. Then you see in the city here, there's a moon, but it's still bright because there's street lights powered by oil actually. So on the side where they're on, they're dark, but otherwise in the city where they're heading towards and from, it was brighter. Although they were still technically married, they'd been separated for 2 years, and Sylvia had been living with a different man. Before any information known, a woman was walking down the side road when she found Sylvia beat up and dead in a ditch with a bloody stick beside her. So that's a bloody stick right there. And this is the woman that found Sylvia. So then she called over the watchman who was in the city. Over here, that's the watchman. And he came over to see the crime, took Sylvia to the hospital, and began investigation. Impressively, the doctors were able to temporarily revive her and recommended wine for the pain. While she was revived, she gave a very detailed account of the crime. William and Sylvia, his wife, were drunk, walking back from a bar on a side road, as you see here. William wanted to go home with her and demanded her keys, but she refused. In a fit of rage, he pushed her into the ditch and beat her to death with a stick. So as you can see here, there's a stick, the murder weapon. William, all angry, he's covered in blood. Sylvia's covered in blood. There's blood all over the place. As well, they're on the side road in the dark. There's no light because the city's right there, and they're off to the side. She's in the ditch here as well. Important to note that that is a key right there that he requested. So the key came out. There's a key. It was so gruesome, in fact, that her ear came off while being beat. The case went to court, and there was a lot of evidence against William, as well as multiple coroners confirming her death was for being beat. William had already had a bad, violent drunk reputation, and they found that they were drunk walking home off wine. As you can see, there's a wine bottle right there. So the jury immediately found him guilty and sentenced him to death. The judge sentenced him to death by hanging at Newgate Prison on January 19th, 1789, which brings us to the execution scene. So here is our execution scene occurring outside Newgate Prison, where William was being held. If the crime had been just 7 years earlier, he would have been transported to Tyburn, but in 1783, they moved executions to outside Newgate Prison. At the scene of the execution, you can see a large crowd watching the prisoners die as they yell things, call them names in anger, as well as throwing things at them in a fit of rage. As you can see, I put some potatoes and tomatoes here that they're throwing at William and the other prisoners. This is a typical scene outside of Newgate Prison at the execution. You have the gallows here where he's being hung and the platform is being held on, as well as the executioner sitting right here, ready to pull the lever and let him hang. So here you can see the other criminals who are being hung. This is because generally when crimes like these occur, it does not happen with one prisoner being hung, but it's more of a mass hanging. So anyways, once again, you can see William right here on the stand by the gallows. He's ready to be hung. The prisoners, the angry crowd yelling at them, very packed, very emotional. And then you have, of course, Newgate Prison right outside the front yard. It's occurring in the daytime, right outside the prison.